going on, guys? Welcome back. Welcome back. Or if you're here for the first time, hey, my name's Kevin. You're watching Kevin 247, and we're going to talk about Sarasota Tim. I mean, we're not going to talk about Sarasota Tim, but we're going to discuss some events that have occurred that Mr. Tim may or may not be involved in, and the elephant in the room, this shocking news that was revealed by Hood Rat. I'm sad to say Tim has passed away this morning. Sad news. Now we're going to talk more about that in just a moment. But first, I want to give a big shout out to all the subscribers. You guys make this possible. And we're inching up. We're inching up little by little. So I appreciate that. And the more subscribers, the better. Please like, subscribe, and share the channel. And this is, let me put it out there, by no means any form of whatever you think it may possibly be. This is purely just me browsing the internet, browsing the web, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, various websites and social media feeds to piece together what I think could be potentially a rather interesting or better yet entertaining story. And today's topic will be the Flagstaff. It'll be Miss Tammy. It'll be the cowboy himself, Mr. Best Damn Coffee I Ever Had in My Life, Laughlin, Nevada, Sarasota, Palm Beach, Boynton Beach. I don't remember what county he lived in. Doesn't matter. Mr. Sarasota himself. The minimalist. The retire as early as you can and draw Social Security and get you a side hustle, get you a side gig. Mr. $300 sunglasses or $200. I don't remember how much people. I read the comments. Honestly, I read the comments. I don't watch the videos. Which maybe this could be far more entertaining if I did. God, please don't make me have to watch these videos. But be that as it may, this is today's video. And tomorrow may be a different one. Tomorrow may be a video based on a suggestion by you guys. So feel free to drop a comment. I've done a few reactions before, but these reactions are of my choosing. And maybe if you guys were to submit some suggestions, it would make things far more interesting. Really, I enjoy the challenge and the opportunity to seek and find and share and incite and educate and inform and provide clarity, answers to questions. Cheers, folks. And I'm going to do a rundown. Real quick. And another shout out to pay homage and recognize those that have come before me who are going to be integral in piecing this all together and connecting the dots and telling the story. Folks who have been following this saga since well before the wheels fell off this wagon. And I'm going to try to remember these folks by name. And if I mess up your name or if I don't include you, it's not intended. But I'm going to start off with Blind Views. And then I'm thinking about Darling. I'm thinking about Wolverine Prepper, which I think Wolverine Prepper's out. He bowed out. And Sharing the Journey. Although Sharing the Journey, everybody here in their own right has their own story to tell. And Ms. Vicky popped up on my screen today with quite possibly one of the most hilarious thumbnails I've seen in my life. I couldn't stop laughing. I even sent a message to Michelle and I said, I cannot stop laughing at this thumbnail. Speaking of cannot stop laughing, I put up a community post. So I have to add another one to the list, Atomic Sage, because Atomic Sage's Sarasota Tim Truck Stop connoisseur rendition was epic from start to finish, folks. And if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's on my community tab page. Hilarious. Make sure you watch it all the way through. Make sure you read the captions and the disclaimers and everything, because it's quite comical. And I mean, honestly, this is what it should be about. having fun, right? Having fun. And ultimately, I think hopefully at the end of this, we learn something while being entertained and educated at the same time. You know, that you really can't beat that. And maybe making a friend or two. So if we end up by the end of this video becoming friends, then even better. So Ms. Vicky, she's got this video that she put up today, and she's mentioning this prison job situation. Some of us has obligations that has nothing to do with a job. So I think this video starts off, she's leaving the hospital, and she's talking a little bit to everybody about why some people can't travel and live the lifestyle that old Cowboy Tim, Mr. Cup of Coffee, crushing it for Christ, Mr. I don't know how many other names he's got, is telling everybody, like, this is a life to live. You should live like me. You should do what I do. You should only listen to me. What I say is the gospel, yada, yada, yada. And it's funny because Michelle and I, we had a similar conversation and chat and discussion this past summer as we were driving through Canada. I think we were driving through Canada at the time. And it was a revelation based on an audience that we used to have, this audience of homesteaders and preppers. And the channels have changed and the agenda has changed as far as YouTube's concerned. The audience has changed. And honestly, I'm trying to break free. I want to break free. But I'm trying to break free and go a different direction with this content, because YouTube is trying to push me down this path of what everybody else is doing. And if you got a YouTube channel, you'll see it in your analytics. If you don't, then you maybe, this is good information just for you to know as a viewer, or quite possibly as a future content creator. But I'm going to take a different path, and I'm going to try and go a direction that I do see some interest in with Jack Morgan RLP, but not so much exactly. So we're not, again, other channels, shout out to Kevin Chi, go check out Kevin Chi, but we're not looking to copy, we're looking to model, okay? And quite frankly, it's because I've run a lot of different tests here recently, and I'm not super thrilled with the results. So I'm going to keep running more tests and see which of my theories or hypotheses prove to be the most effective for my time and the return on the investment. But Michelle and I, we traveled, and our kid, we traveled this summer, and we were driving, and at the time we were thinking, it's like, a lot of folks say go out, buy land, start a farm, grow your own food, be self-sustained, which is a great idea. Not everybody can do that. But then it was like, well, if you do have such a huge burden on you to be the sole provider, not just the sole provider from a financial standpoint, but from a basic life necessity standpoint, then it's like, well, we were on vacation at the time. How could you ever take a vacation? Because you're literally, your job is your life is your job. Like, that is it, which in essence, like, it's kind of weird because it's backwards for us, and the fact that is, the truth. So we can go anywhere and do anything at any time for the most part. And you got to think about that, really. I think putting yourself in other people's shoes and different perspectives, and not necessarily casting judgment and automatically creating this false narrative that everybody should do what you do and nothing else, and whatever they're doing that's not what you're doing is wrong. I think it's a terrible idea, and also I think it makes people feel bad. I think it makes them feel bad, even if they are doing really well and doing good in their life the way that it is. And you say something like that, it makes them feel bad, and I don't want people to feel bad, especially not from the content that we create on YouTube, which you gotta be careful with that, as a creator, but also as a viewer. There's some folks out there, viewers, subscribers, they want to make you feel bad. Like I got a couple that literally, I think they subscribe to my channel and set notifications just so that they can show up and try to make me feel bad with every video that I upload. It's no matter what. It's unbelievable, relentless, crazy. I pray for you. Now, the comments on Miss Vicky's video, we got a few here, and we'll just run through a few here. Timbo lives in his own little world. He gets along better with men than women. More sugar for Timmy and his crapper. Oh my God. If this is the first comment that I'm reading, I have seriously been missing out on the humor and comedy that exists in this world from the nomadic biking adventures. Oh man, that's hilarious. So now I'm going to click on that because I'm always intrigued. So nomadic biking adventures has a channel, and that's actually one of the strategies with YouTube, is to get your comment recognized and get people to explore your channel. So cool deal. Keep uploading videos. You're gonna grow your subscribers, and you're gonna get more views, and you're gonna get monetized. And I'm gonna get this tab open again because I closed it by accident. Oh, prison job. All right, the next comment says, "You hit the nail on the head. Truly good people put others ahead of themselves, especially family. Then, when you have your private time to travel or vacation, it's much more enjoyable." Yeah, we want to travel and enjoy it, not at the expense of others. And this potential, I don't even know the right word for it, but I feel like maybe there's some sort of bragging when it comes to creating content, specifically the volume of content, for those to like rub it in their face that they can't do what you do. And instead of telling them that you're bringing them with you on this journey, you're convincing them that their life is far worse off than yours because they're not out doing what you're doing. And it's actually, one of the channels that Michelle and I, we really like, is Kara and Nate. And they do a really great job of going on some extreme travels and making you feel like they really brought you with them versus rubbing it in your face. This one says, "Good for you, Vicky. He never felt these obligations. That's clear." I'm gonna skip this next one and go to the one after. It says, "Totally agree about the PP. It's ridiculous and childish." I don't even know what that one means. I don't know, Ms. Vicky. I didn't watch the entire video of yours, so I don't know what that comment means. But I can only imagine. Maybe I don't want to know. But this longer comment here, it says, "Tim retired at 62 because he is lazy and saw a path for an easy ride. Nothing wrong with retiring at 62 if a person has set themselves up for that fixed income. Some people need to retire early due to health reasons. As I commented on his videos a while back, some people have an income at 62 where it doesn't make sense to retire unless they plan to stop working altogether. I also commented that Tim would figure that out very soon when YouTube money exceeded the allowable income while drawing Social Security, and he gets heavily penalized. Surely he's not paying attention to the taxes and paying monthly or quarterly estimated taxes. Good chance he will end up in a bad financial situation with taxes. Just a guess based on his spending versus income habits. But if there is one thing he has, it's plenty of money. Until the COVID loan toy money ran out. And ratting himself out about what he did with the COVID relief loan after trashing people that abused the COVID loans. Wouldn't surprise me if someone turned him in for the COVID loan situation and he gets investigated." Now, that's actually pretty interesting because somebody had mentioned that before. And I came across something on the internet tied to Sarasota and Tim about, there was a term when the FBI sends you, or not the FBI, when the IRS sends you a letter, and basically it's a letter notifying you that they're kind of keeping an eye on you. I can't find it now. Maybe it'll come to me later. But I also did see that there's new limits that they're about to impose. There's new limits they're about to impose. And I got it on my phone. I'm recording on my phone, so I have to pull it up later and give you guys a screenshot. But we got, even here, Social Security, 4 ways you can lose your benefits. And earning too much could put you in that position. And there's always constant changes with the Social Security SSA. So I would just say, be very careful. Be very careful. Now, let's move on over to TikTok. Okay, I think it's TikTok. Yeah, pretty sure it's TikTok. Because I was actually intrigued, because oftentimes what we see isn't exactly what all is there. That makes sense. And this is from the perspective of content and reach and impressions and inbound traffic and linking socials and different things like that, social media. And Michelle, she says, you remember that channel, Building Alaska? I was like, yeah, I remember. And, or I'm sorry, not Building Alaska, Betting on Alaska. And his channel began not long ago, and it grew very, very quickly. And I was like, man, this is crazy. I think, he's got good on-camera presence. He's got a good personality. He's got great camera skills, editing, storytelling, and all this, that, and the other. And he's building off grid. He's building, and I was like, man, this is killing it, crushing it. Well, then we found out that Betting on Alaska is actually the son of another big YouTube channel, and I think his mom has a big channel. And ultimately, he branched off to make his own channel, and then got some of that audience and traffic sent to him, and allowed him to get started. But not everybody's going to know that. Not everybody's going to do that research and dig through to find that. And ultimately, that's a form of inbound traffic. So that's why I ask you guys to share, because if you can share my videos, then you could potentially produce some inbound traffic to help my channel grow, and help these videos reach more people who would be interested in these conversations, in these videos. So this is why I venture out and I look around to see, where are people getting their traffic from? Because I'd love to find more ways to increase my traffic and share with you guys ways that you can increase your traffic. And so TikTok is, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, X, whatever. These are great ways to increase traffic by diversifying your content, or essentially syndicating yourself and getting more people to see you, and then driving them to YouTube. If you're on YouTube, driving them to TikTok, vice versa, growing your brand, growing your channel, growing your income, growing your revenue, growing your profit. So I go to TikTok because I'm curious. I'm like, is Tim diversified? Is he uploading on TikTok to increase his views, increase his reach? I mean, he posts a lot on YouTube, so probably wouldn't be much to post some on TikTok too, Which, by the way, now I'm curious. Do you guys think he uploads too many videos? Do you think he uploads too many videos? Do you think he uploads too many videos every day? Or do you think that the videos he uploads aren't worth watching? Or do you think he makes great content? Or whatever. Let me know. Drop a comment. So I'm on TikTok. Now, I don't know for sure if this is in fact Sarasota Tim's TikTok account. This one actually is Beauty by Ms. Vicky. So I think I stumbled across Miss Vicky twice today. And this is a video on TikTok of Tim outside of the Bushwhacker. And she's actually calling him out on his contradictions in not wanting to drive at night, and then ultimately making a video driving at night. So, and then Hood Rat here says he ate Miss Tammy. Oh my good Lord. Now here's a problem with telling tall tales and telling stories and potentially maybe lying, is that eventually you're going to have to either keep up with this, make it this pathological lifestyle of yours, or be willing to get busted and get caught, which apparently has happened or is happening. And there's some tweaking, there's some editing, there's some manipulation. There's some videos being removed, comments being deleted, which I'm not against deleting comments, folks. I'm not above deleting comments. There's certain comments that don't belong and they need to go. There's a time and place, okay? And if you are ultimately delivering the wrong message at the wrong time, at the wrong place, then you can go somewhere with that. I don't want this to be depressing. I want this to be helpful, informative, educational, entertaining. But here we are, and we're checking out the Flagstaff 25 FKBS. Now, this one is actually from camp.oaks.rv. And Miss Tammy asks, what was it that you liked about it? Now, one of the things I noticed is it looks like Tim, dare I say, 30, 40 pounds lighter. This video is uploaded on November 30, 2023. Did he gain 10 pounds a month? Did he put on 10 pounds a month? He looks lighter. He looks lighter to me. So he says the main thing about this Flagstaff is the closet space. He looks very, very happy with this purchase, this camper, this Microlight Flagstaff 25 FKBS. He's happy about the storage. He's happy about the closet space. And he likes the separation. He's talking about Miss Tammy could be in the bedroom and he could be making coffee, making all sorts of noise, or recording one of 300 videos he's going to put up that day. And, so he says it's private. Now, look, guys, I'm not knocking him at all, but, at, I don't know, roughly, this thing's 25 by 11 or 25 foot 11 inch by like 96 inches, which works out to be roughly 216, 217 square feet without that's exterior dimensions, without the slides out. 216 square feet. I don't even know if there's enough room in there to turn around and fart and be private. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm not knocking it at all. I'm just saying, I don't know if I would consider that to be private, or at least to the point of which she won't be disturbed while you're making your coffee and she's in the bedroom trying to sleep. So we got an RV show. We got an RV and boat show here. They got it all set up. I think it kicks off tomorrow. I don't know if we're going to go to it or not, but I did think about something. I noticed something in this. And as I mentioned, we would talk about Tim passing away. I don't know what this means. I don't know what Hood Rat's talking about because he hasn't, okay? Or maybe at least at that point in time, he thought he did, but as far as I know, he hasn't. But Tammy has disappeared. Tammy is no longer in the picture. And apparently neither is the Flagstaff, or so I think. I don't know because honestly, I haven't kept up with the full soap. Okay. So if there's any additional tea that you guys can serve, then let me know, drop a comment. But I'm wondering, I'm noticing this and I'm just thinking about it. And it's like, was this thrill? Was this excitement? Was this happiness and joy? Was this Microlight Flagstaff, FFRVS 25K, 25 FKBS that you see him pulling away here with his crusher, the Toyota Tundra? Was this purchase made thanks to Tammy? Now, I don't know. Maybe you guys know, but I wonder if this purchase was made thanks to Tammy and her income and her credit and her co-signing or whatever, or maybe she bought it outright or financed it outright. And ultimately, if they're no longer together, then the Flagstaff is no longer in the picture. That I don't know for sure, folks. But what I do know is what was shared on marketplace.org, which is ironic. RV sales could be an indicator of a smoother ride for the economy. And I think Jeremiah Babe actually talked about this a little bit last year. But essentially, it says RVs do extraordinarily well in predicting business cycles because they're such a big, volatile consumption piece for most American consumers. Goes on to say that Tesla is expecting to signal a slowdown in sales tomorrow when it announces first quarter delivery figures. The electric vehicle maker is facing stiff competition from Chinese manufacturers, not to mention EV sales have hit some bumps across the road, but another segment of the vehicle market has been hurting even more. RVs, motorhomes, and towable trailers had their worst year in more than a decade in 2023. Now, there are signs that slump could be reversing, which could be a positive indicator for the economy as a whole. That would be a plus, right? A lot of the economists like to watch things like bond rates or household consumption trends, but Michael Hicks at Ball State University looks to the campground. RVs do extraordinarily well in predicting business cycles because they're such a big volatile consumption piece for most American consumers. He said they often cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. So sales tend to drop at the slightest hint of bad economic news and pick up again when consumers are feeling better. Makes sense. But as with so many aspects of the economy, things got weird in the pandemic. And this is according to James Ashurst at the RV Industry Association. Quote, I think a winding road is a great sort of way to depict how the industry has been. Ashurst said RV sales took off as Americans looked outdoors for social distance safe activities, then decelerated down almost 50% from their 2021 peak. Higher interest rates have also cut into demand. Most of the products that we sell are financed, he said. But the Fed signaling rate cuts later this year, RV buyers who've been biding their time might make a move. And this is according to the Morningstar analyst, David Wiston. Quote, I'm not worried about a permanent reset below pre-COVID levels, for example, he said. Manufacturers Winnebago and Thor both recently forecast a rosier end of the year, and overall RV shipments are already up 15% over last year. So the RV index is looking good. How would you guys like to see an improvement to our economy? And maybe this RV indicator being a KPI that we can use to kind of gauge as a barometer maybe of that to come. And on that bombshell, I'll leave you guys with this little clip from Sharing the Journey. And if you're thinking about potentially buying an RV and possibly considering Camping World, I think it's Camping World, then listen to what they have to say.
Today, we're talking about Camping World and our experience with dealing with Camping World. I'll go on for like 15 minutes telling you our story and blah, blah, blah. But Cindy has an easy way to tell you if you should buy a camper from Camping World or not. Cindy?
No, don't. Just don't.
That's all she likes to say.
Oh, and for blind views, if you want to cut this out and throw it in one of your videos, by all means, feel free. This is Blind Views, and that's the way I see it.
I can tell you my problems, meditating my silence. But I keep pushing my pen, rotating my stylus. Brokenness feeling like sin, now no breath, low dollar. Used to be left on red, now all the girls go holler. Now all the girls go follow. All the fake fans go pop.